Now, I'm not gonna say that I'm the biggest Garfield fan on the planet, but I feel like the older I get, the more I continue to relate to the guy. Every year, the urge to spend as much time as humanly possible on the couch or in the kitchen is always growing. I just can't help myself. So does his new movie offer up a fresh and entertaining experience for the entire family? Let's talk about it. What's up, guys? I'm Sully, and today we're talking about the brand new animated film, The Garfield Movie. All you need to know about this one is that the story goes like this. Garfield, the world-famous, Monday-hating, lasagna-loving indoor cat, is about to have a wild outdoor adventure. After an unexpected reunion with his long-lost father, Garfield and his canine friend Odie are forced from their perfectly pampered life into joining a hilarious high-stakes heist. So I'm not one of those guys that grew up with a huge affinity to Garfield. I definitely read some of the comics from time to time when I was younger, but it was never anything that I was super invested in. I'd be lying if I said I didn't enjoy a lot of the same things that the character does, though. I like relaxing, I like eating, I like convincing other people to do stuff that I don't want to do. Not a bad way to live, honestly. But what I'm saying is basically, you wouldn't catch me at home hoping and praying for a new Garfield movie to be made in the near future. With all that being said, I went into this one with my expectations set properly at the door. I was anticipating a mindless and fun enough 90-minute adventure with solid animation and one-liners that I would start forgetting the second I left the theater. And that's pretty much exactly what I got, only a bit worse. Now, I know I said earlier that I'm not the most devoted fan when it comes to this character, so I could be wrong about this, but it just feels like the story they crafted for this movie really could have been done with anybody at the helm. It didn't seem like a Garfield-specific story. Like, you look at the comics and they're almost always about his everyday struggles, like taking a bath or running out of lasagna, not about meeting up with his estranged father and having to perform a high-stakes heist to win back his freedom. Definitely didn't have that on my bingo card for this movie. In all fairness, I guess making an entire film out of all of the little annoyances that he experiences throughout his life would kind of be a hard act to pull off, so I don't know what I was expecting, but it wasn't an animated Mission Impossible film with animals, I'll tell you that. This would probably make a killer double feature with Chicken Run: Dawn of the Nugget, honestly, but it is not a good Garfield movie, especially if you're someone that really loves the comic strip character. It's basically a regurgitated animated adventure film that just so happens to star Garfield in it for some reason. Probably not how I would have gone about it. And I will say this, even though it doesn't feel all that true to the character, the adventure aspects of the film are definitely the best parts of the movie. It obviously kind of seemed like it was completely out of left field that we were getting this espionage-filled entry with this group of house pets, but the visuals do a lot of the legwork in making pretty much all of those sequences at least a little bit entertaining. There are a lot of points where it can kind of seem like they're just ripping off Illumination's style and copying some of the heist stuff seen in the Despicable Me series, but it gets the job done well enough for what it is. It kind of just ends up being a fast food movie, though. It's fun enough while it lasts, it's gone too soon, and then you completely forget about it when it's over until you consume another one. The visuals can only really take it so far, though, because there is so much product placement jammed in here that you're gonna think you're flipping through a Costco catalog. Sony headphones, Pop Chips, Olive Garden. Like, what are we doing here? This is a kid's movie. They can't even go out and get these things on their own. But I digress. Getting to the performances here, I don't know what kind of life-ending dirt Chris Pratt has on all of these top-level film executives, but it's pretty funny just how much voice work he gets these days. The Lego Movie, the Super Mario Brothers movie, now the Garfield movie, and I think his performances are always fine and he's charismatic enough, but he never really tries anything new with his voice. He just sounds like Chris Pratt. So if you always thought that Garfield would sound exactly like Star-Lord in real life, you're in luck. But it's really nothing to write home about. I thought the rest of the cast was solid, though. Samuel L. Jackson as Garfield's father and Hannah Waddingham as the villainous Jinx were the two standouts of the movie for me, but the other characters are actually voiced by a pretty impressive lineup of actors, including Nicholas Hoult, Cecily Strong, and Brett Goldstein. But you're not even able to realize that in the moment because the film goes by so quickly and the side characters don't even have that many lines to begin with. They really should have made more of an effort to utilize this cast better, because when else are you going to have Snoop Dogg playing a feline named Snoop Cat? Truly a stroke of genius. Overall, guys, I guess the Garfield movie is okay for a family outing to the movie theater, but at the end of the day, it's only a sometimes entertaining romp, and it's ultimately a pretty unmemorable 90-minute animated adventure. The voice cast and the visual style keep it from being an even worse outing, but the film pretty much forgets to highlight and focus on what made its title character popular almost 50 years ago now. Maybe next time, let's actually try to get real fans of the comic strip to write the screenplay. The Garfield movie gets a Sully score of 2 stars. So that's my review for the Garfield movie. Do you think there are any comic strip characters you actually want to see get their own film? Let me know in the comments below. I'm curious to see what you say about that. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys at the next one.